Welcome back to Garage Matters. Have you ever been told that your brakes need to be replaced? Well, stay tuned. Let me show you a couple of ways to verify that claim and save a couple greenbacks while doing the job yourself. Alright, let's see how much we're gonna save today by doing this job ourselves. Still using the Project Car 2007 Toyota Camry. Brake pads. Alright, so it looks like for a set of brake pads, this one's some AutoZone, $22, $28. The front and back brake pads plus rotors, $175. This one's $40, $58. $200 for the rotors and pads. So yeah, depending on how much you want to spend, it could be a cheap job or kind of expensive job, but at least you save on the labor cost. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're just going to come to the wheel, look through the spokes right here, take a look at this brake pad, and you're going to come around this side, look in between here, see how much wear is left on the brake pad. Alright, first thing that you can do is just take a look at it. So here we're at the front tire. We're looking in between the wheel through the spokes. We're taking a look at this brake pad. This one's still good. You can see all this material. All you gotta do is just take a look at it. This is good. Plenty of life left on this pad. Besides the visual inspection of your brake pads, something that your car would do if your brake pads are worn out is it'll tell you. It's going to tell you on the dash through the ABS system. So the ABS light, it'll come on to let you know you have an issue with your brake system. The reason why that ABS light comes on, and the reason I'm telling you that's another sign for brake failure, is in this brake reservoir you have a max and minimum. So this car, it's already topped off. Down here you have this electrical connector. What that's going to tell the car is it's going to tell the car that, hey, your brake fluid's low. So once the brake fluid is low, it's gonna tell that ABS light on your dash to come on to let you know that you have an issue with your brake system. So the reason why this brake fluid just magically goes down by itself when your brake pads are worn out is because the pistons that push the brake pads onto the rotor, those pistons are compressing in. While those pistons are compressing in, this brake fluid is going to gradually go down and down and down until it reaches this sensor. And then the sensor is going to let the car know that, hey, something wrong with your brake system. You might want to check it out. Now it's time to loosen the lug nuts before we jack the vehicle. We're gonna, since we don't have an impact wrench, we're going to use this breaker bar, the 21mm for this car. We're just gonna break the nuts loose for now. Once we get the car jacked, we'll go ahead and take it off. Okay. Alright, whoever put this on over torqued it, they probably just put it on impact wrench and just tighten it all the way down. We'll need to call for some backup. Alright guys, so here's the backup. What I'm going to do is just extend this to get extra leverage. guys saw what I did, what I was doing was putting this on, just kind of lifting with my legs to kind of break it. That's just another technique that I learned over the years. Alright, so just gotta get these jacks underneath the car. So you good to go. So we got the jack stands in place. We're gonna leave this jack just to help support the weight of the vehicle. Just make sure nothing crazy happens while we do this brake job. Alright, it's time to take this wheel off. There she goes. Alright, with the wheel off, we can have a better look at this brake pad. I already know it's good, but this is for demonstration purposes. So again, here's the brake pad. Still plenty of life left. But we'll just change it out so I can help you guys out. Alright, on this car, there are 2 bolts holding the calipers on. One down here and one up here. So the plan is just to take the bottom one out. So once we get this bottom one out, this should be able to like rotate up. Once it rotates up, we'll be able to take the brake pads out. Some people take both the bolts out, then hang this over to the side, but I'm trying to make it as easy as possible, less work as possible. So what we're going to do is take this bottom bolt out, flip this over. So we're going to use this 14mm, this long wrench. It's going to help us get some leverage to take that bolt off. Alright, with this bolt out, I'm gonna flip this over. Oh yeah. Alright, so now we can really see how much brake pad we have left. You can see right here, we got a lot. All we gotta do is take it out, pop these clips off, You do it by hand. Bottom one off. And all you gotta do is just pull it out. Okay. Alright. So the outer's gone. See how much brake pad material we still have left? So we know this one's still good, but again, it's demonstration purposes. Same thing on the other side. Pop it off. Boom. That's it. Ain't nothing to it. Alright, so around here, I guess while you got this off, you can take a look at the rotor. This one's nice and smooth. There's no grooves or anything in here. Looks like they probably are resurfaced this rotor. But anyhow, looks good to me. There's no grooves or anything in there. You can replace it if you want, but we're just gonna throw the brake pads on and call it good. Alright. Time for these brake pads to go back on. Alright, so here you have a notch right here and up here. So these notches go down. There's a little groove down here. So all we're gonna do is just slide it in here. And push it in. Alright, once these brake pads are back in place, there's 2 holes right here, 2 holes down here for these retainer clips. We're just gonna put them in these holes, just like that. Same for the bottom one. Put these in. Boom. That's it. Alright, it's time to put this caliper back on. So all we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Okay. So it looks like it's not going to quite fit. So what we have to do is this piston right here. It's stuck out too much. So we need to like push it back in. We need to compress it somehow. So we're gonna use some people use the older brake pad, but since we didn't switch it out in this video, what you would do is take the old brake pad, put it right here. We're gonna use this one now. You can get a C-clamp, or they have like tools made for this, but we're gonna use a C-clamp since that's what we got. Basically, you're gonna clamp it on, compress it so this moves in. Alright. That should do the trick. Alright, you can see the piston going back in. So when you're doing this, all the fluid that's in the brake lines is gonna get pushed back up to the reservoir up there. So you already topped it off sometimes. You just gotta go check the reservoir, make sure it's not overflowing when you're pushing this piston back in. Alright, that's probably good enough. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna flip it over, see if she fits. Alright. Alright. Just like a glove. All you have to do is just put this bolt back in. Bolt going back in. Alright, so she's just spinning. so it's not getting tight. So what we're gonna do, stick this wrench on this other end of this nut right here, hold that in place while we tighten it down. Okay. Okay. Looks like that did the trick. Alright. Now since the last bolt and the caliper has been reinstalled, what we want to do is you want to pump the brakes. The reason why you want to pump the brakes is so when you drive off initially, you'll have good brake feeling. Without it, you step on the brake a couple times, it's gonna feel like you ain't got no brakes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pump the brakes. So first time, it's gonna feel really sloshy, but once you do it 2 or 3 more times, it should feel nice and firm. Alright, 2. Alright, so once it firms up, that's how you know the brake pad is seated against the rotor. So you want that nice firm feeling. Alright, should be good. Alright, it's time to put this wheel back on. Alright, so what I'm doing here is trying to make sure this wheel is on perfectly as far as it being lined up and mated properly. Now she's on good enough. Tighten her down initially. Alright, we're going to kind of do like a crisscross pattern. So it's on there nice and even. Alright, that's good enough for now. Once we lower the car, we'll go ahead and do the final torque down. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm checking the owner's manual. We want to properly torque down the lug nut so we don't have a wheel that's flying off when we're driving. So, pop this open, see what the owner's manual say. Have wheel nuts tightened to 103 Newton meters or 176 foot-pounds. Alright, 76 foot-pounds. Alright, it's time to torque her down. 76 foot-pounds. Okay. Alright, so with this mechanical one, you're just gonna turn it clockwise till you hear it click. Once it clicks, you stop. That's how you know it's torqued. Okay, that one's good. Alright, it's good to go. We'll just take the jack out. Alright, that's a wrap. That's everything for how to inspect your brake pads and replacing them. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to learn some more tips and tricks on how to save yourself some greenbacks, click the like and the subscribe button and join me next time for another episode of Garage Matters.